Okay, right now I'm out in front of 3830 Rugen, and this is in Glenview, Illinois. This is a foreclosure, bank-owned property that is scheduled for closing this Friday, which would be September the 17th. However, we have some problems, and this is something that happens with foreclosure sometimes. There's all these issues that come up with these properties. So we're going to go inside and take a look at the inside so you can see the condition, and then we'll go over the situation and how we're going to save this sale. Right now I'm in the backyard on the deck, and you can see how the railing has fallen over. So you get some idea of what these bank-owned properties do look like. There's also, this is going to be seeable, but in the gutters there's a lot of plants. This is not totally unusual, but up there and further up on the roof there is a huge hole, which we'll see on the inside, that has been accessed by raccoons. And the back of the house certainly needs work. There's also some foundation problems, which may not be evident from here, so we'll go inside and take a look at that. Starting in the kitchen, there's evidence here of raccoons, and actually there's a sound right now. I don't know if the raccoon is inside here. I hope not. Certainly I'm not looking for an encounter. But there is all the insulation has been pulled out, and then there's raccoon droppings on top of the stove. Otherwise, it's really kind of a house that just sort of needs work. This wouldn't be totally unusual. There are some cracks, a lot of stress point type cracks that again are not totally unusual that we see right here, but this is just evidence of more work that needs to be done. But this house itself is priced extremely well, which is why our client is interested. Now we're going to take a look here into the garage, and there you can see there's huge, you can see there's all these large pieces of concrete that have been upheaved here, and really the entire garage floor needs to be replaced. However, in checking everything out, the inspector felt that it was simply a matter of replacing the floor and that there was nothing below it that was causing the problem. This is the biggest problem in the house. We have this huge hole here where you can see the sky. And all this material from the ceiling and the roof has now fallen down into the bathtub, which is really a huge mess. So there is the problem, and as a result, the lender is not willing to agree to make the loan until this has been taken care of. This here is the crack on the back side of the garage floor, which appears to be possibly contributing to the floor situation there. So these are all things the buyer has to handle with this property, but the appraised value of this came back at $181,000, and the offer the buyer made was $165,000, which has been accepted. But the homes around here are all dramatically more in price. A similar home in this area is probably in the $230,000s, $240,000s on up. A nice backyard here, big trees. So it's a worthwhile investment in her opinion. So what we're having to do is find a way to close this, even though the lender is saying that they do not want to fund the loan. So we are getting the repairs done. And interesting part about this is that the attorney for the bank who owns this property recommended that the buyer withdraw their offer and they put it back on the market, even though we only just need to have those few things done on the inside. So that's sort of seems to be not productive thinking and not at all profitable for the bank. But this is what we're seeing in this kind of market. A lot of what appear to be bad business decisions being made by banks. In many cases, we're seeing this in foreclosures and short sales, where banks are making decisions that just do not seem to be good business choices. So that's it. Our buyer intends to get this house looking in good shape, and I'm sure she will. We sold her a house, another house in Glenview, Illinois here, and she was able to turn that one into a little dollhouse, which we recently sold. So that's it for today.